What's going on, guys? Alric Phoenix here, bringing you the next in my episodes of how to get into the game industry, where I try to teach you guys skills and give you guys information on the game industry and how to get into the different fields. Today's episode, I'm actually going to be talking to you about specifically the general field of art. Now, just to break it up a bit, there's a couple types of art that people are talking about most of the time. There's the concept artist, which is the person that, designs characters. Often, some concept art you break it down into, there's character artists, environmental concept artists, but I am going to generalize and say there's concept artists, there's animators, there's environmental artists, and sometimes there will be painters. Environment painters, character painters. Now, to get in as a painter, that's pretty self-explanatory. You have to be a painter. It's that or nothing. Digital sometimes will work. Often, obviously, it has to work because everything is done digitally nowadays in game studios. But concept artists are something that's really hard to get into for a lot of people because there are a lot of people that really want to do character artists. People that saw really old Final Fantasy games and really liked character design, and probably saw artwork by some really famous people like in the game industry, like Yoshitaka Amano, who did all the Square Enix Square character design. It's really hard to get into, but not impossible. And that applies for character artists and environmental artists, so anything to do with concept. So just start with concept first. If you want to get into concept art, you have to be spot on with your life drawing. I haven't been in the art field enough to be able and to a point where I can hire people and know the intricate details of somewhat someone really needs to be good at. I actually asked people that I work with and that I know in real life to give me some of their expertise, and what they all say to me is, you have to be flawless at doing your life drawing. That is the key, because half of what you're doing is mimicking other art styles. So, spending your 5 hours a day doing life drawing, you gotta do it. No matter what kind of artist really you need to do, you can't ignore the basics. So, color theory and life drawing is what will get you the job. You can have an amazing portfolio of surrealistic and whatever. You could have a fantastic, cool portfolio, but unless you really, really, really pay attention to the basics, unless you're doing those basics and life drawing 5 hours a day, you will have a tough time to have your portfolio seen and people respond to it. After that part, though, flexibility is key in what you need to show. So life drawing, yes. Then flexibility. So can you do icons? Have you done your own GUIs for your video game? Can you animate? For people that want to, once you get the basics down, then you can specialize. So you get your life drawing down, you draw 5 hours a day, you get the job, then specialize. One of the best specializations is probably animation. What you really need to get good at for animators out there is character rigging, but anyone that does animate probably knows this, and that's taking a character's model, and you'll see, if you Google just 3D models, you'll see them in a pose called the T pose, where they stand and their arms are out like the letter T. You gotta get good at setting those up so that way people can animate with them, and obviously animating with them. With animators, sometimes physics is a really good thing. Often you get a bit of programming in there, but it still kind of comes down to just having really good basics. For environmental artists, now this is the one that I was told personally was a little different, and it's the one I was more familiar with, and that's being an environmental artist. What you can grab a couple things to help you learn this better than you sometimes can in schools, and that's to grab, the Unreal editor. You don't need to grab Maya all the time or Max all the time. You can just grab Maya or just grab the Unreal editor and learn that and play with that and excel at those. Free video game editors, that'll get you the job, sometimes easier than with Concept. So that's probably your best bet to get in. As always, you can't ignore anything to do with companies. Sometimes they just want someone that can only do carbon copies of their work, so that's why they like seeing people that are flawless at life drawing, because you're just going to reproduce, last year's Madden title, only with slight variations. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to talk about today on the art field. Again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments or send me a message. Alright, this is Alric Phoenix. See you later.